Hello, and welcome to my All-In review. I gotta say, after watching All-In pretty much last night and even today, because last night I was there live at the event. I was there. It was not an easy travel, I will say that. A little bit more convenient for me because I am from Chicago. Pretty much it was a little bit of a tough time, pretty much traveling from the south side of Chicago pretty much to the far suburbs and Hoffman Estates. But yes, I did see the show last night. I was there, and I did watch it on, kind of online today, just to see how it came across on TV and stuff. Because, I had to take 2 trains, and I found it wasn't a bus. Then I had to go through Uber, and, then my phone started fucking up on me, and let's say I lost some money on that, and had to pay another one to get to the damn arena. I kind of got there about 5:30 something p.m., so I was already kind of halfway through the pre-show. I will give that, but I did have a fun time. I had a fun experience, and I will get to more of that on the end of this review. But, when I got there during the 0 hour, the over-the-budget Battle Royale was already going on, okay? That's what was all going on at the time. When I actually went back to see it when I got home late, just to see how it came across on TV, I did miss the tag team match of SoCal Uncensored, Kazarian and Scorpio Sky versus the Briscoe brothers. I do know SCU was super over, so people were chanting SCU a lot. I know the Young Bucks and Cody came out to the being the elite thing, pretty much welcoming everybody to the show and blowing the budget on pyro, and Road Warrior and Animal came out, and the people from Hot Topic and Pro Wrestling T, I think Ryan was out there just shooting shirts into the crowd. I did know on commentary it was Ian Riccaboni, Excalibur, and Don Callis were there. Justin Roberts and who else? Bobby Cruz, I know, were on announcing throughout the entire night. But I saw the tag team match when I got home, and like I said, it was a really good tag match. All right, and they went over the Briscoes pretty much after dodging that Doomsday device, and they dodged the Doomsday device. And Frankie pretty much he reversed into a power slam, and Scorpio hit a high knee for the win. I guess that's going to give him a shot at the Ring of Honor titles, because they did come out the Ring of Honor tag team titles. Like I said, I watched that on TV, and when I got to the arena, like I said, I was already halfway through the the Battle Royale, because when I went back, they had Alicia Tout interviewing Kenny Omega, which I'm sure production was not that good, and I guess their first time, and it's the Bucks and the Cody running, so we're not going to see the greatest production in the world, but it was good for what it was. And the people I saw in the over-budget Battle Royale, it was a lot of people from, New Japan, Ring of Honor, Impact, Lucha Underground, or whatever promotion you watch these guys on. And, I saw people from Moose, Bully Ray, the Best Friends, or Roppongi Vice, because Rocky Romero's out there, Jimmy Jacobs, Billy Gunn, his son Austin Gunn, All Ego, Ethan Page, Brian Cage, Punishment Martinez, Cheeseburger, Chico, Jimmy Jacobs. I'm trying to see who else did I. Jordan Grace. Is it Rocky Romero? I'm trying to remember everybody else in there. Colt Cabana, Tommy Dreamer. It was a lot of people you saw in this. Some guy named Marco Stunt. I didn't know how small this guy was once I saw him now. And I was a guy named Brandon Cutler. There was a lot of people in this Battle Royale. Come on, Bully Ray was already putting people through a table before the match even happened. The Best Friends are getting involved out there. Out there too, him in a suicide dive on Bully Ray in the beginning of the match. Even Billy Gunn and Tommy Dreamer, they were going to go for a suicide dive, but they just kind of walked out there and started beating him up. Moose doing all his punches. I believe he was the first man eliminated out of there. And then after he did those Moose punches on people, what else? Dreamer did. I think he did his Dreamer Driver. Marco Stunt. The guy can fly. I'll give that, because he did some crazy ass stunner from Bully Ray, but he threw him out of there later on. The Best Friends got eliminated by Punishment Martinez because people popped when they did their hug. Brian Cage was throwing out Rocky Romero after Rocky Romero did all those lariats on everybody, running back and forth. Cheeseburger got thrown out the ring like crazy. Punchman and Cage started brawling with each other at one point in the match. Hurricane was in choke slams on Punishment Martinez and Brian Cage, so Ethan Page took him out, but Dreamer took him out then. Or was it Cabana that took him out? Dreamer even did the bionic elbow on Punishment Martinez, but Bully Ray eliminated him and hit him in a trash can because he had weapons involved, and it was a big ECW chant, and Stunt's gonna no soul Billy, not Billy, but that Marco Stunt dude, and then Jimmy Jacobs, that guy, I think Austin Gunn took him out, and I don't know, he did kiss Billy Gunn for some reason, Jimmy Jacobs. He was like wearing what was he wearing, like a damn tutu and a corset, and he said, "Suck this, bitch," and he gave Bully Ray a famous after he threw out his son Austin Gunn, and then Cage and Billy Gunn start going. Like I say, Billy Gunn's just jacked to the fucking gills, okay? That guy just still has it. He really does. The guy's just jacked. He really is. What is it? Stunt? I think he got thrown out there. Jordan Grace, I've heard that name around a lot. I really have, but I believe she even picked up fucking Cage and did a running powerbomb out and threw him out the ring, which was crazy. People went on. And then her and Colt Cabana hit Bully Ray with the "What's Up," but Bully Ray threw her out, and then Cabana, and then Chico, El Hijo de Chico came in, but it was real to be Flip Gordon after he had a super kick on Bully Ray, and then threw him out. Pretty much he will get a shot at the Ring of Honor title later on in the night, so that was going to go down. Excuse me. But, at least Flip Gordon finally made it all in. I know he had that all-out party. I missed that thing earlier in the day, but he was there he was finally all in. Even though he was all out, he is all in this time. He even had a shirt that said that. So, he'll be getting a shot at the Ring of Honor title tonight. And as the pre-show ended, like I said, I was there. I was here for the main show. To start off with Maxwell J. Friedman versus Matt Cross, or if you watch Lucha Underground, other known as Son of Havoc, or some call him M-Dog 20, I believe. So, he goes by multiple names. Other than his multiple name thing, I don't know a lot about Maxwell J. Freeman. People could call him like a EC3 ripoff, and I can somewhat see the similarities into that. Cross, he had a really good match out there. I've probably seen better matches with him on Lucha Underground, but it was a good match to kick off the show. He did hit the shooting star press for the win. I swear one of his knee pads fell off during the match, but it wasn't the best, but it was a good match. You saw a lot of MJF there pretty much talking about the crowd, saying I'm better than you multiple times. So that's kind of what I saw from that. What else pretty much went on after that? They had Sean Mooney. I gotta stop saying a lot. He pretty much interviewed Magnus in the back about the title defense tonight. Next was Stephen Amell, the Green Arrow himself, coming out to Bullet Club Music, and I think maybe one of his co-stars. I didn't know the other guy that came out with him because I just didn't really see his graphic in time. As he was going against Christopher Daniels, SCU pretty much was out there with him. They even showed John Mayer in the crowd. Jerry Lynn was the special guest referee. I will say one thing about Green Arrow there. He was over. People were chanting Arrow a lot throughout the match, and Fallen Angel. And I got to give him credit, man. He did really good. And yes, he has wrestled before. We've seen him on SummerSlam a few years ago. And he did some Ring of Honor show, if I remember. But I think he really did take this seriously. And he did do a lot of training. And he put out a pretty good match. We all knew Christopher Daniels was going to do what he can to make him look like $1 million out there. And that he did. With both of these guys chopping each other and even getting a table involved, which looked like he was going to suplex him through it. But Arrow there put Daniels he put him on the table, and I guess he went for an elbow drop and pretty much missed the whole thing. People started chanting "Broken Arrow" then. That was kind of funny. Is he broken now? He's Broken Arrow now. So that was kind of funny. Even I would say even a Falcon Arrow out there was pretty good too. But as both guys were on the ground, Jerry Lynn threw them back in the ring then because I guess he didn't want a count-out win. And Lynn threw him back in there and started arguing with Daniels, taking off his referee shirt, thinking they're about to brawl. Amell pretty much went for a roll-up, could not get it. he could not get it then. Daniel started punching him until Stephen Amell pretty much gave him 2 middle fingers then. He did try to hit a, I think he reversed the Angel's Wings. I believe that's his other move that's called. And pretty much hit with a backdrop for a pin, but Daniels was able to pretty much throw him on the ground, hit the BME, best moonsault ever, and pretty much picking up the win over Stephen Amell. I will say the first best moonsault ever he did, he missed the entire thing, I felt like, and only hit him with his arms, but the second one was better. This was a really good match. Like I said, it really was. Amell really took this seriously, and he was really over, and, you know, Daniels carried the match, so we already knew that. But I will say it was a pretty good match, and it was the whole obligatory celebrity has to go over the wrestler thing all the time, because you see that a lot in WWE, put a celebrity against a wrestler. Next, a 4-corner survival women's match. Britt Baker, should I say Dr. Britt Baker, who came out to Adam Cole's old theme song in Ring of Honor, because that is his girlfriend, so I expected people to say, "Baby!" when she came out. She also went against Madison Rayne. Chelsea Green almost kind of had her Laurel Van Ness thing from Impact, and, you know, being a hot mess. And Tessa Blanchard, you saw Magnum TA out there give her a hug, because that's her stepfather, so she did have some of her family out there. But this was a really great women's match, I will say that. A very great women's match from the beginning of the match. They were trying to go for, they were going to shake hands, but they were going to go for it. A lot of arm drags, I will say, by Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green was really big out there, I will say that. Her and Tessa Blanchard throughout this match, especially Tessa pretty much, I think it was like deadlifting one of them and throwing them to the outside of the ring, and then Madison Rayne hitting a crossbody on the outside of the ring on everybody. Pretty much everyone started chanting "all in" after that. Baker came in, started hitting everybody with sling blades then throughout multiple times. Tessa Blanchard pretty much hit Madison Rayne with it was a vertical suplex, and he even said "screw you" with Chelsea Green running into the turnbuckle. She even did a woo 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 thing, as in Zack Ryder. Yellow. Soon enough, I'll call back. I'm on another line. Alright, when I'm gonna finish on another line, I'll call back. Alright. But as I was saying, what was it? Like I said, crossbody. Did I say crossbody? Oh yeah, she did the broski boot, because yeah, she's with Zack Ryder, so people did the woo 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 thing. Like I said, it was kind of getting better in kind of near the end, because like multiple super kicks by Britt Baker, and I think fucking Tessa comes out of nowhere and from the top rope hitting a damn code breaker or something, taking out Baker. Then Green hitting the prettier or the kill switch on Madison Rayne, so the crowd just stood up and started going nuts then. And pretty much after that, Green even hit a Canadian Destroyer on Tessa Blanchard then, which looked very impressive, and the crowd just started waking up, like I said, giving all the women a standing ovation out there. But Tessa was able to hit the finish with the hammerlock DDT, pretty much picking up the win. Now the finish was a bit weird though, okay, because you actually thought that Madison and Baker actually stopped the 3 from happening, but I was like, oh, that was 3? I was like, oh, okay, I guess she wins then. So she pretty much won the match from there. I didn't kind of expect that to happen, but Tessa Blanchard picked up the win, which I kind of saw her winning anyways, but I just think the finish was odd, because I think people didn't know who actually really won it first, and then they kind of started to boo a little then. But I even went back to watching on TV, but they did not get it, so it was a 3 count. You also had Tennille Dashwood and Mandy Leon on commentary, and I guess they did address that. She is Tessa is the current Knockouts champion after she won the title on Thursdays on Impact. So they did address that too. But all the women hugged each other in the ring. A very great women's match. They really were going in at each other out there, and the crowd really was buying into it. So I wasn't really sure how this was going to go, but like I said, it was a very, very great match. I will say that Chelsea Green was great in this match. I will say that too. Like, between her and Blanchard, that was just a great match, and I wonder who was going to have to follow this. And as we got on to the next match of the night, Cody Rhodes versus Magnus Nick Aldis for the NWA World Title. I actually thought this was going to be the main event in a way, or near the main event or the co-main event. I was actually surprised to see this match go down right now. That's what actually surprised me. Sorry, I had to check something. I have a message, but like I said, I was surprised to see this match go on next. I actually thought it'd be near the main event, but let me tell you one thing. Then, when I was in that building last night, Cody had just a fucking standing ovation that you could not even hear yourself if you even tried to talk in that crowd. People were just going nuts. They were just cheering like fucking madmen out there. I will say that he just got that big of a pop coming out there, and it's like they had this whole sports team. Like he had a whole bunch of trainers training him for this match coming up for tonight's show at All In. Because when he came out, like he just had like a whole team with him. Of course, Brandy, Tommy Dreamer, DDP, Glacier, his brother-in-law, Brandy's dad, his dog Pharaoh even got a big pop out there. And they all like American Nightmare tracksuits, or they call them the American Nightmare family, or like a whole bunch of DDP yoga type of suits coming out there. Even Nick Aldis had his own squad with him too, from Jeff Jarrett, Davari, Sam Shaw, and Tim Storm headed to the ring. They did the introductions. Earl Hebner was the referee, and as soon as they shook hands, the crowd just went batshit crazy, okay? They were going crazy for this match. Now, as for the match itself, getting into, I will say one thing about this match. It was kind of a bit overbooked. I can say that from here. Because, yes, both guys started going at each other, but when Cody did that jump out of the ring, he was down for a while, and Earl Hebner puts up the X sign. And then next thing you know, you got DDP checking on Cody. Then Davari comes in and pushes DDP like he's about to throw the towel. DDP comes in, hits a diamond cutter, and the crowd just goes nuts for it. Then Magnus threw Cody in the ring, which he was bleeding somehow. I swear he was down for like 5 minutes. And I'm like, when did Cody bleed? Like, what did he get hit by? I know all this hit him where he was in midair, but it never looked like it was like, going to make him bleed. So I was questioning, like, when did Cody start bleeding throughout this match? But as the match was going, Magnus was still going at him. Cody tried to go for a moonsault, but missed that whole thing. I think Magnus then hit him with a frog splash, but it went for a 2 count. Cody went for a figure 4, but Magnus got the ropes then after that, and pretty much after a while they got to the outside. Magnus hit a power slam on Cody on the outside of the ring. Cody tried to go for an Alabama slam and could not get it, but he pretty much came back because his back was giving out, but he came back, hit a tornado type version of it. And one thing I will say, when I was watching it live and I came back to watch it, on the internet, where was Don Callis at? I was actually surprised he wasn't on commentary, because, like, you'd think he would be through this match, but it was just Ian Riccaboni and Excalibur. And I don't know a lot about Excalibur, too, but he is pretty good, I will say that, on commentary. Cody tried to go for a disaster kick, but Aldis put it into a Texas Cloverleaf then, and as he tried to get to the ropes, he tried to get to Brandy but couldn't get to it, and Magnus hit him with a pile driver, and then it was going to go to the top rope, but Brandy kept telling him not to do it, and Magnus went for the elbow drop anyways, but Brandy used her body as a shield to protect Cody and hit Brandy instead, and then next thing you know, the crowd just going asshole, asshole, asshole. Then Cody then came back with a disaster kick, crossroads, still a 2 fall after that. Crowd starts going nuts. They do the boo yay punch thing. Cody tried to hit a vertebraker, or a gringo killer if you want to call it that, and could not get it. Magnus tried to hit a crossroads, but Cody rolled him up and pretty much had his shoulders to the ground. 1, 2, 3, it was over. I didn't expect to be a roll-up, but the crowd went nuts when he won the NWA World Title. The entire American Nightmare family came out and celebrated then as he held up the title and kind of shed a tear, because they said it's been 39 years since Rhodes has been the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Like I said, this was a good match, and the match wasn't bad. I just felt with some overbooked parts in a way. from the DDP and Davari spot, the X sign in a way, wherever the hell Cody bled from. I didn't even know where that even happened. Even Brandy kind of using herself as a shield in a way, just kind of made it a bit overbooked. And I thought this was probably going to be near the main event or the co-main event, but the crowd just went off the roof for Cody. I'll tell you one thing. If you were there, he had one of the biggest pops tonight. If you were at that Sears Center Arena last night, it was one of the biggest pops, okay? But then, kind of moving on after that, we had a Chicago street fight between the bad boy Joey Janela with Penelope Ford going against Adam Hangman Page. They even showed some being the elite things, especially with the whole Joey Ryan and Hangman killing him as people chanted Joey Killer at Hangman when he came out. I've never really seen Joey Janela before, to be honest. I know about his spring break things he's done, and I think it was called Lost in New York because it was part of that GCW promotion. So I've seen a couple of things Janela has done, but I've never really seen him, and I'm seeing him live too, wrestle. So this was a really good hardcore match, I will say that. And these guys beat the hell out of each other. You were talking about taking some bumps. They really took some bumps out here. For me to, test their strength, and Janela hitting a suicide dive on Hangman then. But when it kind of got even with a chair, and Hangman hit with a fallaway slam on it, and Hangman pretty much took something off like a coat or something, a drape or off of it. And it was a Cracker Barrel, though, a legit Cracker Barrel, sponsored by Cracker Barrel, because TGI Fridays and Cracker Barrel are sponsoring this event. And Joey Janela, then he takes the barrel and rolls it all the way into Hangman. Hangman jumps over like this is a Donkey Kong video game, and he's Super Mario then. So think of it as that. Hangman dodges it, but Page him with like a clothesline, knocked him into the crowd. Hangman came back with the buckshot lariat then and stuff, but then he got a ladder, and they put the ladder on top of the Cracker Barrel like a bridge on the apron. He hit a sick burning hammer onto the ladder. It looked very deadly then, and then next thing you know, there was a trash bag he had in the ring, and he was going to do something to Joey Janela with it, but Penelope Ford got in and slapped Hangman. He was about to pretty much get at Penelope, but next thing you know, she did some backflips and even did like a Matrix move, dodging Hangman, hitting him with a stunner then, and then hitting a crossbody on the outside of the ring to him. Next thing you know, they were going to put Hangman through a table, and then this is where I thought this spot was kind of odd. Penelope and Joey, they take the tables and put it on the side, like they put it like on the entranceway coming out, and this is not a big entrance, let me tell you that too. It was kind of very narrow, and it looked like the tables weren't fitting. And Janela runs back all the way up to the stage and hits Hangman with a clothesline, but Hangman hit like a border toss on, like a border toss, like crucifix power bomb on Janela, and he throws him into the tables, but he only hit one table. The second table wasn't hit, and the first table he didn't even go through. It looked like he hit more of the concrete. It's like he hit the table and it broke, but it's like he just slid forward and just like hit more of the concrete going down. So that was actually a very scary spot to look at, because he barely hit the table. And I think it was too narrow. The spot was too narrow, and it just did not go out well, and it was just a very bad spot. I'm sure it'll end up on Botchamania, but it did not look good. But Page got him back in the ring. He did another buckshot lariat and a rite of passage, but Penelope got back in and opened the bag, which was the boots, the haunted boots that could talk, that had the blood on his feet, Hangman's feet at the time, that can talk to Hangman, so the boots could talk to him, as he looked scared of those boots from being the elite. He pretty much hit a super kick on Penelope Ford. Janela came back and hit him with a super kick, but then he got a ladder and a table and put it in the ring. Hangman then got some telephone, like a legit cord telephone, and started choking Janela with. That's how he killed Joey Ryan, with a telephone. And he hit a rite of passage off the top of the ladder onto the tables and won the match. So, to be honest, this was a really great Chicago street fight. Actually, a really great hardcore match, really. There was some tough spots. Like, the worst spot, I would say, was the whole table spot with, Hangman throwing Joey Janela into. I just think it was too narrow, and just only one table breaking. The other one, he barely even hit it. It broke, but he barely touched the damn table. So it just looked like a bad spot. And then next thing you know, we have an army of guys in penis suits, dicks walking out like druids, which was the resurrection of Joey Ryan as his dick pretty much rolls. He came out, he got a big pop. Hangman looked like he saw a ghost, and Janela pretty much, not Janela, I keep getting Ryan Janela. Ryan does his penis plex thing with his dick, and then puts the lollipop in his mouth and super kicks him. And then these penis guys start carrying Hangman away like they were druids, like just carrying him off somewhere, and the crowd just starts chanting, "Rest in penis, rest in penis." So, like I said, the hardcore match was great. All right, that was really great. I liked it. The whole Joey Janela thing, I get it's over, and I thought it was funny at first, but even I think this whole dick thing gets ridiculous after a while. I think it's kind of ridiculous, but it's getting him over though, so it's working. I still think it's funny, but sometimes this shit can get a little bit ridiculous, because it was like some Undertaker shit he was doing out there last night with this whole, this whole penis dick thing going on, and I don't know if he's sponsored by YouPorn or something, but that's what I'm getting out of this entire thing with him just. Oh, he's got to whip his dick out, and just doing everything from there. So that's how I would put it as. But like I said, really good hardcore match with Janela and Hangman. Next thing you know, Ring of Honor title on the line. Flip Gordon coming out with Randy Rhodes going against Jay Lethal, or should I say Black Machismo Jay Lethal. Macho Man himself with Leaping Lanny Poffo, Macho Man's brother, which he was wearing Macho Man's gear. I believe they said it was when he debuted in WCW. Lethal pretty much from full Macho Man doing the Mega Powers handshake with Poffo, and even doing it with Flip Gordon in. And, there's some chain wrestling, but then he starts chasing Brandy, and Brandy we better look at, like I said, on the internet, he says, "I'm not Liz." He picks up Brandy like she was Miss Elizabeth and puts on her shoulder. The crowd goes wild, but Brandy pretty much tapped Jay Lethal's shoulder, changing him back into Jay Lethal, which they actually put on a really good match then. I can go on from there and say that. Flip's doing that Matrix handstand dodge multiple times. Flip tried to even reverse the lethal injection with Falcon Arrow then, and he's just going crazy. Like I said, it's a really good match going on. Flip with these dives is crazy, but Poffo pretty much tapped Lethal on his shoulder again. He hits 3 Macho Man elbow drops, and then next thing you know, Flip starts acting like Hulk Hogan, hulking up and do the U thing, throws him across the ropes, big boot. Looks like he's going for the leg drop, but pretty much hit Lethal with a roundhouse and then a springboard sling blade then, trying to go for the pin, and hit with it was a spinal tap, but it didn't work. Lethal, they were on the top rope then, but Lethal was able to hit a cutter from the top rope. Lethal injection, still retained the Ring of Honor Championship. Pretty much he was regular Jay Lethal after that, and had his music then. But next thing you know, Bully Ray comes in, starts beating up Flip Gordon with a chain. Colt Cabana comes for the save. And then they pretty much get a table and they shield bomb him through the table, which is like the people who either did the Roman thing with the "ooh" or they booed at this whole thing. So that's what I kind of that's when I kind of got from it. They either cheered him or they pretty much booed him. Then looking at this whole excuse me. After doing the shield bomb, but they did take out Bully Ray and put him through the table. But it was still a really good Ring of Honor title match, I will say that, other than the entire whole Black Machismo, which I didn't mind seeing it because it was funny in the past when he was doing those impressions back in TNA. So it was funny, but at least they still did put on a good match. I didn't ever think Flip Gordon was ever going to win the title, regardless. I don't think he was ever going to beat Jay Lethal for it on his show, but it was still a really good match. Next thing you know, a match which I actually thought was probably going to be the main event, or at least the co-main event, was Kenny Omega versus Pentagon Jr., which in my opinion was probably one of the best matches of the entire night, okay? As soon as it even began, you just got Pentagon doing this Sierra Medio thing to Omega. By the way, Omega did not have the IWGP Heavyweight title with him. I was actually surprised he didn't. He thought he would have brought it with him, but he didn't. But once again, the Sierra Medio thing happened. He tried to do it again after tossing off his glove, but Kenny said no, and then kind of slapped him in the face then. Pentagon just starts going at Omega after that, and even hit him with a long blower then, throwing him out of the ring, hit him much with a... he was going to jump out of the ring, do a top cotton helo, but he pretty much kind of just faked it, and once again, Sierra Medio, and then hit him with his own top cotton helo, jumping out of the ring then. Next thing you know, they're in the ring. Pretty much start chopping each other. Then Omega was able to come back doing his whole Terminator clap and then jumping out of the ring with his own Top Con Hilo, taking Pentagon out then. And this match was crazy. I thought the toughest spot you could really see was when Pentagon hit the fear factor on the side of the apron on Omega's head. That's where it got real bad. I will say that. And, you know, Omega just coming back with V-triggers and everything, but Pentagon was able to block it and hit him with the Pentagon driver and kept dodging the one-wing angel multiple times. As Omega kept hitting Pentagon with V-triggers, Pentagon kept no-selling it and said Sierra Medio. As he hit more V-triggers on him, he tried to go for a one-wing angel. It did not work. He started pretty much coming at him again. He was going to hit another one-wing angel, Kenny Omega, but Pentagon pretty much dodged it and did his whole, you know, arm-breaking thing, which everybody was going nuts for, to like break his arm, like just like in Lucha Underground. He pretty much breaks Kenny Omega's arm, technically breaks his arm, and then hits another fear factor, but Kenny Omega was able to kick out the end. People chanting all in, and just like I said, this was one of the biggest pops of the night again too. Another big pop. You thought when Kenny came out it was crazy. That, like, after that, the crowd was just going nuts because he broke his arm. Then Pentagon was trying to come back with another kick, but Kenny dodged it, pretty much hitting another V trigger and a reverse Hurricane Rana then. And he was able to hit him with the one-wing angel with his left arm instead, since he broke his right arm technically. He was able to still do the match, picking up the win. A very great match, and come on, who doubted this match was not going to be great? Hell, give him another 10 minutes out there, you sure this was going to be great. And these guys, like I said, proved that they're, you know, some of the best. The reason why Kenny Omega is, number one on that PWI 500 thing, and, you know, we all know that, WWE is trying to come after Pentagon and, you know, his brother Phoenix right now. I don't think they should really go anytime soon because I'm just enjoying them on all these different shows from MLW and Impact and Lucha Underground. But overall, just a stellar, great match. But then the lights went out and Omega was in the ring as Pentagon was still down, but Pentagon back up. But when I looked at the tattoos, guess who it was? And let me tell you what people figured out who it was. Crowd went batshit crazy for this. Chris Jericho takes off the mask. It was him. He had 2 code breakers on Kenny Omega, and he says, Kenny Omega, see you on the Jericho Cruise. So that was probably the biggest surprise of the night, was Chris Jericho coming out there. Maybe Don Callis wasn't on commentary because he knew Jericho was coming, but even knocked Don Callis out of the damn announce chair then when he was on commentary. But one of the biggest surprises of the night, I know people said that Jericho probably wasn't going to be all in, and Jericho said himself that now if we can get him to defend that damn IWGP Intercontinental title, we can get somewhere with this. But this, like I said, Jericho was just a huge surprise just seeing him live. He actually grew his hair back, kind of going back to that old school Jericho, but the crowd just went nuts when Jericho just showed up. But overall, Omega and Pentagon just tore the fucking house down, okay? They really did. And the match that was next, I was surprised, you know, was going to be big. This was a surprising one, okay? I didn't think, coming into this, I was like, this could be a great match, but this feels like a joke match. But Okada versus Marty Scurll, I'm kind of surprised it was near the co-main event. You know, they did that whole thing with those guys that, with their fingers, that talk about Marty and broke their fingers coming out. They had Tiger Tori from New Japan. That was the referee. Okada, actually Rainmaker Okada, not Balloon Okada or wear a shirt. Actually had the whole Rainmaker gear on and, you know, the robe and everything coming out there. Okada is over, okay? Okada is super over here in Chicago. So people, and it was dueling chants from Okada and Marty. Let's go Marty, Okada. And this was a great match. You will talk about telling a story here. This was mostly an uphill battle for Marty throughout this match, because people started chanting 205 then, or Too Sweet, whoop, whoop. And, you know, Marty was coming in at Okada, even him with a suicide dive out the side of the ring. Even him with a damn brain buster, which the crowd actually woke up for, going crazy. But Okada was pretty much still going, taking out Marty throughout most of the match, especially with those chops thing, and even no-selling Marty's chops throughout the match. Where does he go? Yeah, pretty much in with it. Sorry, I messed up there, but yeah, pretty much still trying to hit the Rainmaker, but it's like Marty kept trying to hit tornado DDTs throughout this match. After that whole brain buster thing, and the crowd went nuts for it. They pretty much got on the top rope, start brawl with each other then, but pretty much both went down. Okada hit that shotgun drop kick from the top rope, taking out Marty. Okada tried to hit the tombstone. Marty pretty much dodged it then and hit him with a DDT. And even after he did the tombstone again, he did his whole Rainmaker thing as the crowd, the camera zoomed out then after that. And he was going to hit the Rainmaker, and he did 205. But Marty grabbed his fingers, and everyone got quiet in the crowd when I was there. And I heard that snap when he snapped his fingers in half on Okada. And then he hit him with the crossface chicken wing, as everybody chants chicken wing. And he's just holding it in on Okada, but Okada was able to get out of it then. Marty then pushed Okada into the referee, pretty much a ref bump. Okada tried to hit another Rainmaker, but Marty opened the umbrella, as it said, all in after he tried to hit Okada with it. And as Okada looked confused, Marty hit Okada with the umbrella, hit his own Rainmaker. And this is where even everyone in that crowd, even myself, actually thought Marty was going to beat Okada right here after he hit his own Rainmaker. Everyone just gave a standing ovation when that happened, okay? A standing ovation when that went down. So that was just insane out there. And as Okada was able to hit another Rainmaker, he went down, I guess, because of fatigue. But as they both got back up, Marty kept telling Okada to hit him and said, come on. As Marty kind of spat at him then after Okada kept hitting him. And he tried to get Okada, but Okada hit him with a, he tried to break Okada's fingers again, but Okada hit him with like a spin around Rainmaker, like almost like a discus one, and then hit another Rainmaker, picking up the win. This match was like 26 minutes, but this was one of the best matches of the night. It really was, okay? It really, really was one of the best matches of the night. So I cannot really go against this match. It was just that damn great, okay? It's not, you can't really say nothing. It wasn't absurd to say something bad. Coming into this, I didn't really think it was going to be that great, but they told a great story out there. Of course, you could go from psychology, but it was an uphill battle for Marty because people were chanting heavyweight in the crowd. And Marty did what he could to try to beat Okada, but Okada came back with the Rainmaker and won. So that was another great match tonight, I will say. And as we come into the main event, it was Rey Mysterio, Wolverine, had that X-Men gear style going on, and Phoenix and Bandito. I didn't know a lot about Bandito, but I was impressed with what I saw. I saw him on that AAA Mania show last week, and I see Phoenix had the AAA Mega Championship coming out with him, going against the Golden Elite, Kota Ibushi and the Young Bucks. Listen, this match was like 10, 11 minutes, but this was a super spot fest. And I know the Bucks were in the back all night because it's their show, and they got to run the show all night. So I can see why they were the main event regardless, and this was just a super fucking spot fest. Just guys just flying everywhere. I couldn't even keep up with the moves at one point in time. That Bandito dude doing that handstand thing is crazy. Ibushi and Mysterio just looked raw. Even like when they had him on the outside of the ring, Nick going with that corkscrew move on the outside, and Ibushi hitting pretty much was it the Golden Moonsault, or was it the Triangle Moonsault to the outside of the ring, which left Ray and Matt Jackson still in the ring, which pretty much went to the outside then as Matt did that cannonball thing from the stage, jumping onto everybody. And as they got back into the ring then, they pretty much started going at each other. Hell, Bandito hit a damn triple Hurricane Rana on the entire Golden Elite, which was crazy. Ray comes in, tries to do a 619, but Matt caught him. Phoenix did like this damn tightrope thing because they were gonna go for the Meltzer driver, but he runs across the ropes like a tightrope and kicks Ibushi in the face. Bandito hits a super kick, 619 then. Both Bandito and Phoenix jump out of the ring. Ray hits a frog splash. People chanting, Eddie, Eddie, Eddie. They pretty much get back in. Bandito did this like moonsault power slam from the top rope, which looked fucking insane, and even did his handstand thing, but Nick hit him with a super kick. Next thing you know, the super kick party happens. Super kick the Ray, super kick the Phoenix. I don't want to say Ray two times, else I'll get it confused. And they hit the pretty much a triple more bang for your buck move on Bandito with Ibushi. Phoenix was able to break it up, but he got thrown out, and then they hit the Meltzer driver for the win on Bandito, picking up the win. And as soon as that ended, everything went off the air. So this is where I guess now I can say what happened after the show then. Because I get it was time constraints, and they really had to fit this entire match into 10 minutes. Because when I looked at my phone, it was like 2 minutes left, and it was like 9:58 p.m. when the show ended. But pretty much after Rey was in the ring, thanking everybody for being all in. I don't know where Rey Mysterio goes in next, but by God, Rey Mysterio still has it out there, because ever since he left WWE, it's like the old Rey Mysterio again. Not Rey Mysterio breaking his knees in WWE every 5 seconds. This guy was killing Lucha Underground in the Indies. Now, I don't know if he's still in New Japan or whatever that match with Liger is happening, but some say he was going back to WWE after this. I don't know. But Rey thanked everyone for being part of history. He thanked the crowd. He was happy to be there. And the Young Bucks he talked about, we had to do this as fast as possible. And they had to do this as fast as possible. And, you know, time constraints, and they had to beat them real quick, and next you know, they brought the rest of the Be in the Elite out, and their parents, and that, and wives and stuff. And, you know, Cody was on the mic talking about that, you know, of course, I like I said before, like, WWE's wonderful, but they don't own professional wrestling. They thank the crowd for this great weekend, Starcast, all of that. And could there be an All-In 2? I don't know, but they said the next decision they make will be together. We don't know if these guys, whenever these guys' contracts come up this year, if they go to WWE or not. But right now, they just, you know, just a huge event they put on. Everybody went nuts. If they do an All-In 2, I hope they do this at the United Center. If it's back in Chicago, do it in the United Center. I understand why I was here, because the Pro Wrestling Tees store. I was at the All-In press conference when it even happened. But if, like I said, if they do this again, and if they come back here, do Starcast in McCormick Place. It's a big convention center. Trust me, I've been to the Auto Show. It's a big-ass convention center. Or go to the United Center. It's a big arena, and I know they can sell out a big arena. Or if you want to go to the Rosemont Arena, if you can. But if you go to the United Center, at least you are in the heart of downtown of Chicago then. And I will say it'll make it an easier trip for me, too, to get down there. But yeah, they pretty much thanked the crowd, and, you know, Kenny Omega did his whole goodbye and good night thing, and that was the end of the show. That was kind of like after, when I was still there, though, kind of like 15 minutes after the show. It wasn't played on TV, but, you know, overall, this entire show, I had to be fair and balanced with this, because when you're there live at it, of course it's going to be that fucking great and awesome, and it's really hard to say anything bad about these matches, but do I still think, was it a great show? Hell yeah. Still good, it's a great show. Was there some matches in the position of some of these things? Yeah. I did like the NWA title match, but it was just, you know, I just felt it was overbooked. Some people think this is a glorified Ring of Honor and New Japan show. Some are going to go on and say that then. Like I said, I enjoyed some of the matches. Some were a little bit throwaway, like the MJF versus Son of Havoc thing, but at least they were on the card and stuff. But you know, the spot fest at the end of the show, you know, at least it woke up the crowd at the end and, you know, sent everyone home happy. I can't say that. But if I had to say my favorite matches throughout the night was Pentagon and Omega, Okada and Marty Scurll. And I actually thought the women's match was really great, too. That was really great. And don't get me wrong, the NWA title match was good. As over as Cody and them were, I just think it was overbooked in a way. That's my opinion of it. And I did like the Chicago street fight was very brutal. Other than the entire, you know, whole bunch of penis and dicks coming out at the end with Joey Ryan. So it was still a really good hardcore match. And the main event was still entertaining, but even though it was just a glorified spot fest match. But they sent the crowd home happy. Like I said, I think this was a really good show. I'm not going to say it was great. It's their first time doing this. Yeah, there was some problems here and throughout there tonight, but people really did enjoy themselves. I had a really fun time. Hell, I met Rich Swann in the damn hallway going to the bathroom on the way out. I didn't even know Rich Swann was there, and I got a photo with him. Even Simon from What Culture, when they were actually reviewing the show in the parking lot, I didn't even have to go watch What Culture. I was right out there smack dab in the middle of the damn review. So I was out there in that shit, okay? I was out there. I will say it was a little tough getting home in a way, because everybody had to wait at this main event restaurant. It's like a Dave & Buster's, if you think about it. And it was a steak restaurant there, because everybody's just sitting there waiting for Uber. And I'm not about to drop a fucking $120 something just to get to the damn train station to get the fuck back home, okay? I'm not doing that, because the buses, there were no buses because of, you know, the weekend and stuff, and no shuttles were really involved, and I'm just seeing people, just a sea of people stuck out there. Like I said, at least I got to meet some people on my way out on my way out of the arena and stuff, and I had a fun time. I couldn't bring my umbrella in, even though it was raining. I had to leave it outside because of, I don't even know why. I had to hide in the bushes, and it rained, and I still got it back, but everything was good from there. But I made it back with some other people with on an Uber, and I didn't really have to pay for it, and just got through the train station and got my ass home, Ubered the rest of my way home, because I'm not getting on no damn another train that late at night in this city. But like I said, overall, I had a fun time. I really, really enjoyed it. It was just great to go to. It was a bit of a hassle at one point getting there. Yeah, I just think it was a little bit tougher getting back. But overall, I enjoyed the show. And like I said, I had to come back and watch it on the internet just to see how it played up to be. And, it still played really well across on TV and everything. But there's a lot of big pops out there. The crowd enjoyed themselves. We had a lot of surprises from Chris Jericho, everything. When they put out some really good matches, I already told my favorite matches of the night. So, like I said, watch this show if you haven't watched it yet. If you haven't watched it yet, please do, because it's just that great. That's why I want to give my thoughts on it. I had to gather my thoughts up, because I could have done a review last night, but I'm getting home at 2, 3 in the fucking morning. I was just dead ass tired, and I just wanted to go to sleep. Like I said, I had a fun time. Everything. We know StarCast is still going on. Hell, Okada was at the damn Pro Wrestling T store today. So yeah, but I had a very fun time. I enjoyed the show. It was great. Please comment, subscribe. Tell me what you thought about All In. Hell, tell me if you're even at All In, because I was there. Okay, it was just so much stuff going on. It's just hard to put it all into one word half the time. But like I said, a very great and enjoyable show. I'm sure some people are going to see it different off TV, and when you're seeing it different off of, when you're in the arena. I had some really good seats. I was pretty close to the ring. I was kind of like in the lower bowl section, so I would go on from that. So I just want to give my experience of how I even got to the damn arena and getting back. But I ain't going to lie, that Dave & Buster's main event like type of thing, main event is called, looked pretty good, kind of a bowling. People just sitting there eating and getting drinks then, because I guess they want to eat first before they try to get home to whatever hotel, or they got to fly. And like I said, get on a train. People traveled around the world for this thing. I mean, people from Germany, Japan, Canada, Houston, Texas, New York City, Seattle. People traveled the country and the world to come see this thing. So yeah, just convenient for me. I'm just from Southside Chicago, so it's a little bit easier. But that's my review of All In. I need to go work on the graphics to this thing so I can post this up and get this review going. But I am out of here. I really hope you enjoyed All In. It was a long time coming, and it was worth my money getting them damn tickets. So I had a fun-ass time. I am out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out. Goodbye. Good night. Don't want to try to get sued. You know what it's due. That's why you got to spin. And that's why I'm done with this review of All In. Woo. I'm out of here. See you guys later. Comment, subscribe. Peace out.